Well, hi, my friends. I'm so happy to be here today with you. I'm Beth English, and I'm joined here with my great friend, Sergio Gomez. And today we are going to talk about 4 ways to unblock your creative ideas. Hi, Sergio. How are you doing today?
Hi, Ben, and to all the friends watching. Super happy to be here with you. Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be back in Texas. Everything's going well here now. And I'm just glad to be back at work, back to be doing the same things that we've been doing, recording videos, because we're coming up on our 50th episode very soon. And it just reminds me of how much fun we've been having with these.
Yeah, I cannot believe it. It's, 1 year almost. It's crazy. So super excited for our 50th. We want to make sure that all our friends, tune for that one. It's going to be great. So
Yes. And I
a
thought,
couple more weeks.
yeah, a couple more weeks. Last week's episode was really great about how to create your own opportunities. And so everyone loved it online. I wanted to piggyback off of that because I think when we get excited about creating our own opportunities, there's other things that sort of come up that we maybe don't expect. And so I wanted to
Right.
talk about 4 ways to unblock our creative ideas. So what do you think about that topic?
I love it. I love it. Anything that helps us, keep moving forward and clear up our mind, get things that kind of are blocking on the way. Let's do it.
Well, I just want to give you a little bit of background. I have
Mhm.
been reaching out to my audience. I have a survey out there right now
Okay.
asking people what are their greatest challenges. And so I've been getting a lot of responses and learning a lot about what it is that artists and creatives and entrepreneurs are really struggling with right now. So I'm just going to kind of go down the top 4 that I've noticed and kind of talk to each one of those. So, number 1, creative block is motivation.
Mhm.
Motivation is a funny thing because
Mhm.
it's just your mindset.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's your mindset. And it doesn't have to feel personal. It doesn't have to feel like you're judging yourself because you're not motivated or you're like, I'm not motivated. I'm worthless. Like those things shouldn't be like connected to each other because motivation is just a mindset, like a way that we look through the lens. And
Mhm.
how funny is it that when we're not feeling motivated, we could come across a meme online or a video online and then
Yeah.
boom, all of a sudden we're like ready to go, right? It can be as easy as that. And so I think sometimes when we come up with opportunities or we're like coming up with ideas, we start to doubt ourselves. We start to
Mhm.
come up with excuses instead of possibilities. And I think when we think about motivation, it it can we can invite some of those doubts to come in and then we can address them in a way that doesn't let them stop us but instead show us what it
Mhm.
is that we are experiencing around some of these creative ideas, and it can almost even give us more momentum and more fuel to go forward because we can determine and give ourselves permission to say these things aren't true.
Yeah.
I see you coming up. I see you, fear, but I'm not going to let you stand in my way. And I think when we exercise that muscle of doing something that we want to do, even though we don't feel like doing it,
Mhm.
I think over time we get some strength in that. And then motivation is going to become that much more easier.
Yeah, I love that, Beth. And I think when I think of motivation, a lot of times, again, it's kind of like the excuse in a way that we may put ourselves because we don't want to, as you said, jumping into something new or something exciting, something that maybe
Mm-hmm.
unknown, right, to us, and that's kind of a, oh well, I'm just not motivated, right, and kind of puts us behind that wall. But yeah, and I think a lot of times also motivation or the lack of motivation, maybe sometimes because we ourselves are not putting ourselves in the right place to wake up with energy. If I stay later all night watching Netflix, and of course I'm gonna be paying the price for that today, right? So I'm like, oh, geez, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
motivated. Well, a lot of times it's not because there's not creativity within us. It is just because we are just not taking plenty of care in ourselves, in our mind, in our body, so that we can, you know, tackle those things in the morning or in the day. And we have talked about that plenty of times in our conversations, right? Kind of positioning ourselves in the best place so that we can overcome those limiting beliefs and those motivations, obstacles that sometimes like, oh, it's just I just don't feel like doing it. And
Mm-hmm.
and actually, my wife and I were talking about that yesterday because It's been so gloomy and so like, dark because of the winter and the snow that it's like, I feel like just going back to bed all day. And sometimes you have those things, but again, but we managed to keep it going, right? We didn't actually go back to
Mhm.
bed. We actually did a lot of things. So yeah, as you said, it's a lot of it right here in the mind and how we're dealing with those things.
You're so right. And we've made a bunch of videos on this. So if you haven't seen those, go back and check them out because they can be really helpful. And getting self-motivating can feel like a challenge sometimes,
Mhm.
but it's just about doing the thing that you want to do, even though it feels hard, and
Right.
doing it anyways. And doing that over and over and over again, you create that consistency to kind of work through that uncomfortable feeling of not being motivated. And that kind of
Right.
what you have to say actually brings me to my next point, which is the second biggest block that I have come across is people not feeling in balance. And you're
Mm-hmm.
right about what you were saying about how a lack of balance could
Hmm.
also create a lack of motivation.
Yeah.
And so when I think about balance, though, I think about time management, planning, I think about future visioning. And
Hmm.
so when we think about balance, I know when we try to add a bunch of new creative ideas or new projects on our plate, it can feel overwhelming. But that's because
Hmm.
we haven't maybe removed some things from
Yeah.
our plate. And so it's a process of planning, like thinking about what am I currently doing now that I could not do so that I can make room for this new thing? And
Hmm.
then how can I create a future vision on how to implement all the new things that I want to do? So it really is about planning to be balanced, not
Hmm.
necessarily, oh, I'm balanced because that's just naturally how it is, because it's
Right.
not.
Right.
It's planning to be balanced. And I think that is a really great tool when we're looking to create something new, is to create and plan for more balance so that
Hmm.
we can be at our very best and not let that overwhelm kind of like deter us from
Hmm.
pursuing our creative ideas.
Yeah, I love that. And I think, when it comes to balance, one of those activities that is an every day, you have to recalibrate, remeasure,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
scale, because it's almost like you get to the night point and that is like you click the reset on that scale, right? And then in the morning you start again piling things up on the scale, and that's when you either feel overwhelmed or not performing or all the things that we talk about. And I find that you really never achieve, okay, now I'm balanced, now I'm good, because yeah, it'll be good now, but that doesn't mean that tomorrow is going to be the same, because the
Right.
circumstances of the day keeps us pushing the boundaries of what we can hold, right? So I think, yeah, I think every day, as we go through, is trying to gauge and manage that so that we can and it's never 50-50, right? It's never like, okay, 50% of them want to do this, 50% of that. It's always adding and subtracting, adding and subtracting.
Mm-hmm. But sometimes overwhelm can feel so emotional. And so
Yeah.
balance feels like it's not something you can plan for because it is emotional and we're using different parts of our brain.
Hmm.
And what we really need to do is just connect our heart, connect our mind, bring them together,
Yeah.
create a plan to be balanced, take a deep breath, know that we can,
Right.
and just take the next step forward. Which then brings me to my next point,
Number
which is
three.
number three, the biggest block that I have seen people communicate to me is space, not just space within, but space in their environment. And we've talked about this before
Mm-hmm.
too, how to create
Hmm.
that space for yourself. But if you're bringing on a new creative project, if you've got something fresh you want to start implementing into the world, then I think it's important to create a great space for yourself
Hmm.
to be able to do that. That's going to
Right.
support you in that process. And if that means cleaning your studio or clearing out your studio or creating a brand new space, like I love to convert my living dining room area into a giant art studio because
Yeah.
I don't want to be anywhere else. So
Right.
so I go to the extremes. Now, I know many of you guys can't necessarily do that, but dream into how you can create a space within yourself and around yourself to support the ideas that you want to bring into the world.
Right. And that kind of reminds me of right when we started doing our show together on Wednesdays. It was like at the beginning of the pandemic, and
Mhm.
you were moving and I was reconditioning my space. We did an episode talking about, how we're going to replan our spaces. Now it looks like we're going to be indoors for a few months. Well, a few months end up to be almost a year now, right? So
Mhm.
it's crazy. And yeah, so true, how looking back now, as I look around, as you're talking about this and thinking, like, wow, yeah, like the way I organize my space here is kind of like stations, right? The station for recording, the station for production, my art creation space, studio. So yeah, I mean, if I had not done that, it would be a chaos, total chaos, and I would have not been able to do what I'm doing right now. So I think
Mhm.
that's super important. And yeah, I think because of the pandemic and also the restrictions of space, not everybody has the luxury of having plenty of space to work with. Some of our friends may be confined to a very tiny apartment or a tiny space, but making the best out of that is just amazing. I in one of my um, artist from my community the other day, we were doing a Zoom visit, studio visits, and she shared how she converted like this wall that she uses for painting, and then she moved it around to some wheels, and on the other side is like a storage area for all her artwork. She has it neatly organized by color. Everybody was like, oh
Mhm.
my God, amazing how, making the wall reversible so that one side then you can remove all the clutter. And it was just great, just how artists are accommodating the spaces to really make it work.
Yeah, because that's what creativity is all about, is
Exactly.
making do with what you have and using
Hmm.
your resources the best that you possibly can,
Yep.
and not coming up with excuses about why it's not going to work. Like, just
Exactly.
try it and see. My
Right.
space has changed a lot this year, multiple times.
Right.
And what it has shown me is that I can do the things I want to do no matter where I am.
Right.
And that to me is empowering, because I may have used that as an excuse before all of this started.
Right. Absolutely. Love that.
Now I'll get to my fourth point, which I think is the best point.
Hmm.
And that is, we have to remember that what we're doing is fun. So we have to create space for play. We have to
Hmm.
play in the process. I mean,
Yeah.
look, when we're planning for the future and when we're trying to be productive, then yeah, think about the outcome, think about what you want. But in the process, in the day to day, like, remember that this is fun, and remember that it's important to allow yourself to play. Give yourself permission to use your passion in the ways that make you feel like you're coming alive in your work.
Hmm.
And when you do that, you're going to impact all those other areas that could be blocking you. You might feel more
Right.
motivated, more balanced. You might feel better within and around yourself when you're just allowing for that playful energy and that creative fun to just bubble up and come out and be expressed.
I love that. And we can tell that you came from just a little bit of a time of play, right? Giving yourself that permission, to say, hey, I'm going to go away for a few days and, have this kind of rejuvenating experience. And I think that's awesome. And so necessary. Yeah. Time for us to play. And even within the everyday, activities, finding some activity that gives us joy, gives us pleasure, that puts our mind away from all the emails and all the deadlines and everything else that we gotta do, the social media postings and all that, and enjoying that. I think that is really fun. And the cool part about that is that play will look very different to everybody, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because what makes you happy, might not make the other person happy, and vice versa. And so, because we're all different people, but really finding what that is for each one of us, and then deploying that and making the best of it, I think is so valuable. So valuable. Like for me, like sometimes, just like if I get stressed out here, I go and play with my dog. Grab the ball and we just play tug of war upstairs for a little bit. She gets tired, I get tired. Like, okay, now I go back to work, she goes back to sleep. But it's that little play time, that allow me to just refresh my mind and say, okay, now let's get back into whatever I was working on.
Yeah, I woke up this morning, Wednesday morning, and every morning sometimes you're like, I don't know if I feel up for this today.
Yeah.
But when you think about, well, what can I do to make this more fun? Then you start to come up with ideas, right? And
Ideas,
so I
exactly.
thought, okay, I'm gonna put on some music. I started dancing, and one thing led to the other. And I was like organizing my day in my mind around, how do I make it productive,
Mhm.
playful, and fun, and always like reaching towards that ultimate goal, but that's not going to happen for some time. So in the present moment, be playful, have fun, allow for things to happen, even when it's stuff that maybe isn't the most fun. You can always like amp it up a little bit, turn the music up a little bit, or open the windows, or whatever it is that you do that makes you feel like the best. Keep that in mind. Add it into all the activities that you have to do, even your taxes, even the emails. Like
so something that's helping me be kind of fun a little sometimes. Like if I'm like really busy, like I need a little break. Okay, let me make it really fun TikTok. So then I go in my studio and do something fun with TikToks, and then it's like, okay, that was kind of fun, and then I'm going back to work.
And I know you're having fun because I was watching your TikToks this morning, and I was like liking all those TikTok videos. And so, yeah, I think we can always find more room for fun and playfulness. And when we lead with that, I think everything else is just going to fall into place.
Absolutely.
So I'm so excited that you guys are enjoying these videos and are watching us every week. Thank you so much. If you've got questions for us that you'd like for us to answer on a video one week, leave a comment and let us know, because this is always for you. And we want to support you and help you the best that we can. So thanks for watching. So Sergio, where can our friends find you online?
So you can find me on social media at Sergio Gomez Art, and on my web at sergiogomezonline.com. So
wow.
How about you?
Oh, yeah. I'm on the same place as you are, at Beth English on Instagram and Facebook, and at bethenglish.com. And I always love hearing from you guys. It warms my heart when I get messages from you all. When you share our videos, it means the world to us. Thank you so much. And we can't wait to see you next week for another great video.
Which will be number 49. One more to the 50th, which is going to be really cool.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.